Hey, welcome everyone to Sketch Zone Podcast. I'm Carlos Gomez, and with me this week we have the ever so trusty Charlie B. Williams III.
Hey guys, here back again. What's up, Sketch Zone Nation? I'm excited to be here. Let's do this.
Tag team back
again.
again. Back again.
And I'll forget the rest.
Me too.
Okay.
Anyway, so we are supposed to be having a special guest and Jack Kasperzak, but Jack got a little bit sick at work today, and our guest is probably stuck in traffic somewhere down in the land down under. But that's good. That's all right, because that's going to give us the flexibility that it takes to test out some of the things that we're doing. We're working on starting to stream over on Twitch. So if you're following us on Twitch, please let us know how it sounds. Last week there was a little bit of a delay, but we're figuring things out, and we're slowly but surely getting professionalized. With that being said, Charles, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Going to starting up the Twitch cast now, so we can see if it's going live. We're gonna go live, and it says we're live on Twitch now. So if we're live on Twitch, so check it out, Carlos. Check it out now. We have a nice little bumper up right now, and then we'll reveal what it should look like. So, Mr. Carlos, just tell me when you're there, if you can.
My phone just got done telling me that Twitch or that Sketch Zone went live.
Anybody in the chat? If you're in the chat right now, let me know if you see it. You can help us build this channel together. As you know, we have to give this channel a little bit more love. Put a bunch of description stuff at the bottom like you normally see on Twitch. We'll get all that going. But please tell me if you can see it. That'd be great. I have it running here. The house.
One thing that happened that I thought was pretty neat. Okay, it just got done telling me that we were live, and I logged in under Coconut Justice, and it's still giving me the information from last week's show. Anyway, one of the cool things that happened, if you guys remember a couple shows ago, we had Jeff Mind One TV on. And he was talking about how he streams almost every day. And I was telling the story about working late at night, and I put on, it was a Saturday night, I think it was. And he was streaming his DJ session, and he was just playing great music, song after song, and it was cool to watch his dance floor was slowly but surely at the end of the night. It was just jam-packed, and we were texting back and forth talking about that was some dude that looked like someone's dad was trying to pick up this young girl, and it was
so we got 5,
but it was cool.
That's cool. Like, and then like you said, his stream was like really excited because did he give you a shout out?
Yeah. And one of the cool things was, just what was it? Yesterday, he was streaming. He's a video game streamer, and he was like, "Hey, Coconut Justice, everybody! He's got the show, Sketch Zone. You guys should follow it, and all this other stuff." So I thought that was really nice.
Oh,
and then he went to go ahead.
We have 5. We have 5 people viewing right now.
Hi, so 5 people viewing.
So let's go ahead and reveal it. And it should probably be a delay. So you should see Carlos' beautiful face now.
Hello.
Thanks for going over. There it is. And I'm watching it too under my personal account, Evil Juju.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi, guys. And Dave Atsy's there. Evil Juju is there. Coconut Justice is there. All right, so I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for you guys to let us know what's going on over there, if the sound is going or coming through fine. Anyway, so to finish up my story, he gave Sketch Zone a huge shout out during his video game stream. And yeah, so I think we got a handful of followers just from him. So
sweet.
Quick little shout out to Mind1, MIND, the number 1 TV. You guys should check him out. He's hilarious. He's chatty AF. I thought I talked a lot. That kid, dude.
Yeah, you can talk. with Twitch, you got to become a professional. Talk to yourself.
A professional chatty Cathy. You got to. Yeah. And that's it. I don't know. I've been streaming a lot more, like the weekly prompts. So if you guys are watching on Twitch and this is your first time watching the show, we have a weekly drawing challenge that we do. And then if you post your drawing either on Twitter or Instagram would be a little bit better, because we're able to share the drawings with our audience. And then that way we're able to bring a little bit of attention to all the artwork that you guys are doing. And that's what we're here for. So anyway,
close the door.
Babies are here.
It's Violet. She wanted to make an appearance finally.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so but one of the things that I do is I'll start talking and I'll talk to myself about the things that I'm doing, and then I forget that, well, not that many people watch me anyway, but if there was anyone that was watching twitch.tv/Coconut Justice.
Yo, it's working perfect, Dave Atsy says. I'm so excited.
Oh, excellent.
It's working perfectly. If you're on the YouTube, also, that black box that you see on the right side should be YouTube chat. So Dave and anybody else that's on YouTube, jump back over to YouTube chat, or have it. You could break that out of your browser and then chat in YouTube and see if that shows up. We're gonna do a couple different things. We'll try to get the Twitch stream up there so they can see that too. Well, the chat and stuff. But proceed, Carlos. I'm just geeking out over here.
No, that's pretty much it. I get so wrapped up in drawing and stuff, and I'm constantly looking at the chat to make sure that I'm not ignoring anyone. But
yeah, that's the hard part. You got to look back up. Yeah.
You really do have to. Well, the way I have my desk set up now, I have my laptop on this side, I have my Cintiq in the middle, and I have a third screen over here.
Right.
So important stuff happens on the laptop. The drawing stuff happens in front of me. And then things that I need to keep an eye on, like chat rooms, happen on the right-hand side. Right. And so while I'm drawing, all I have to do is look up real quick and just make sure. But then I find myself singing.
Singing.
That's probably why people log in. They hear me sing a couple bars, and then they're like, "And we're out."
Oh, like, oh, it just got weird. It just got real weird. Oh man.
And then Dave Atsy just sent me a couple links, and it'd be fun to get his feedback on these links. But it's astounding how there are some people that just know where to put that line when they're drawing.
Right.
And yeah, so Dave, I was gonna follow up with you, but then we got to doing the show and stuff. But with that being said, as I said earlier, Sketch Zone has the fun prompts. So if you draw fun prompts, we will share them on the show. And what I'm trying to do is filter through all of these windows that I have open so that I can share my screen. Here we go. So on Instagram, last week's fun prompt was animals with tentacle legs. And this is Nate Bear, he's chimes in regularly. This is his little fuzzy dog with tentacles and a steamy hot poo in the back, which is classy. And then that's mine.
Nice.
We got and what's funny is there's what was his name? Someone, he's probably, I forget what his name was. Anyway, I'll think of it during the conversation, but he's like, yeah, this is a cartoon I'd watch. And I had liked this character quite a bit. I got some things working, and so we're going to be seeing this guy in action here in a little bit. That's a little Sketch Zone sneak peek real quick.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm trying to work out the details, but that guy is definitely going to be animated quite soon, actually.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. That being said, let's go and announce our new art prompt. So I'm reaching for the official fun prompt.
See, this is gonna open up so much because like we can do these fun prompts, do a little prep before, and make a new screen. I can just transition to the fun prompt screen. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
we got big plans. Carlos has a lot of good ideas. We have Jack, and everybody has some good ideas about being able to show you guys stuff better. You know.
Yeah, we've been testing out a bunch of different things to be able to expand the reach of the show, and this is actually being able to stream on Twitch. We've tried it a couple other times, but now I think Charlie got some goodness happening. So
yeah,
as long as it's running perfectly, I'm excited.
Yeah, each week we get better and better.
So with that being said, usually what we do is, so for those folks that don't know what's happening, the fun prompt, we have the official Sketch Zone fun prompt cards, and it does not say Cards Against Humanity. It says Sketch Zone fun prompt on the official cards. And if you flip them over, you see we have a creature, we have an object, we have character, we have an environment, and we have situation. And so what I do is I shuffle these up, and usually we have a special guest, or we'll ask someone in the audience to pick. I'm going to lay these cards out, but then I did something this week that I thought was hilarious, and I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. Check this out. Okay, Google, pick a number between 1 and 5.
Coming right up. 3.
How about that?
Wow, we got Google.
3 is a character. Oh, hey, there we go.
Am I here? Wow.
Hi, what's going on?
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks for having me again.
Is here.
Oh God, I'm so sorry about the delay, man. I've literally been setting up for a show. So
that's funny. So have we.
Yeah, I know, but we've got Stan Lee coming to Adelaide, of all places. So you know Stan Lee. Have you heard of Stan Lee? You know that guy?
No, not really.
He seems kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. Are we gone live yet or not?
Oh yeah, you're live.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live. Awesome.
YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah. So for those folks that didn't see the title of the show, we're actually talking to Anthony Christou. And then yeah, so we'll get into all the wonderful things that you've gotten yourself into. But real quick first, we're gonna the weekly fun prompt for the week is a character. So I'm gonna see the randomly generated character is a witch and her familiar. Huh.
What's the familiar?
That's a I think it's like their like Harry Potter had whatever
like I think a familiar would be like a demon or like a minion that it would summon, an imp, a goblin, or something of that form.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
So it would be like Pikachu if you were if you were
Trash.
that's not a bad. Let's refresh.
Yeah, I
So
knew
the
you were
rules so the rules are if we pick the first one and we're excited about it, we go with that one. If we refresh, we have to draw it no matter what. So we're going to go ahead and hit refresh. And the next one is a huge, burly, bashful lumberjack.
That's funny.
I like that one.
That's funny.
A huge, burly, bashful lumberjack. All right. I think I'm kind of excited about that one. So let me note that. Cool. And so there we go. That's the fun prompt. And it's so much more exciting when Jack is around because he has all of the sound effects. All right.
So
cool.
Jack couldn't make it. Jack couldn't make it today.
No, he felt ill today. He was at work and ended up not feeling that well. Yeah, cool. So there. Fun prompt of the week: a huge, burly, bashful lumberjack. Mm-hmm. That should be a fun one. All right. There. We got that out of the way. Anthony.
Yes.
How's it going?
It's really good, man. Really good.
So real quick, just to as a refresher as to who you are and what you do, can you give the viewers a quick synopsis of that, of who you are and why are we talking to you?
Okay. So I'm a writer and illustrator, concept artist, and also do game design. But I've been in the industry for about 7 years. I'm from Australia, in Adelaide.
Okay.
And
we know a couple people from Adelaide.
Who do you know? Who else do you know from Adelaide?
Dave Atsey. That's my boy right there.
Yeah, I know Dave. Yep. Nice guy.
Dave, yeah, yep. He's a very nice guy.
We've tabled together before, like tabled right next to each other at a con. So.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Nice. So you do concept art and you do writing. What kind of writing do you do?
At the moment, it's for comic books. So, for our comic book series, Luminous Ages, which is going pretty crazy right now. Every con we're taking that out, we're selling out of comics, which is cool.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, just writing that. I am writing a whole bunch of other stories. I'm also working on writing some film scripts and that something on the side, which I'm hoping to pitch later on. But I think cool. when you're pitching stuff to studios, it's always nicer to have something visual as well, like having a comic book or a graphic novel. So, but yeah, I've worked for quite a few people, businesses around Australia, New Zealand, America, done quite a few jobs. So I kind of went out on my own and developing more of my own intellectual property now, with my comics and that. So, but yeah, that's me in a nutshell. So,
how important is that for you? And I know this is a very leading question, but how important is it for you to work on your own stuff?
I think it's incredibly important. I think even if it wasn't making a living from it, with Kickstarters and getting sales at cons, I think it's really good to have your own art, expressing your own ideas and coming up with your own stories in some form. I think for me, it's very important. Some people may not be, but definitely it's a really important part of being a creator. Working for studios is good. Having an income, having a job with people is great, but I think when you've got your own freedom to develop your own story, there's nothing like it. I think the scariest part about it though is you kind of make something and you just think, you hope that people like it. You know what I mean? You sit there, you go, oh crap, people don't like this, or or sometimes you just get like you get people that absolutely love what you're doing, and that's a thing, you know. So, and that's exciting things when, you know, but at the end of the day, for me, it's creating stories and being able to write something that I want to create, whether it's really
Right.
insanely popular or whether it's not popular, it doesn't matter to me. You know, like for me, it's I'm getting that idea out. It'd be great. I mean, I'd love it to be loved by millions of people and it becomes a TV series or whatever. But for me, it's like I'm getting this idea out. This is a story that I think is what the public need, and this is what I want to do. This is my vision. This is
Right.
something different in comics in the genre of fantasy, and that's what I, you know, for me, that's what I wanted to create. And if people like it, great. If they don't, you know, at least I had a shot. At least I tried. You know what I mean? That's the thing, you know. And I did my best, you know.
And
So
I think to add to that, um, is everything that you do is a learning experience. And
definitely,
so there's hurdles that you've crossed that if you weren't working on your own thing, you would have never had to have
no,
figured those things out.
exactly. Yep.
So
So
so in a conversation, or like let's pretend like Charlie owns a company and
Okay.
he's looking to hire either you or me to do a project of some sort. And I
yep,
say, "Oh yeah, I know Photoshop."
Mm-hmm.
And then Anthony comes and he says, "Well, yeah, I also know Photoshop, but I've got these comic books out of the way and I've done this and I've done that." And you're the experience that you're bringing to the table is so much wider and so much broader and has more depth than me just knowing Photoshop.
of
Right.
course.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Yep.
little bit different. It's a little bit different type of use of the skill set, you know, that makes you more enticing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times you hear this, people, even if you don't necessarily want to work on your own products, the big companies that you do want to work for, they want to make sure that you have the passion.
Yep.
And there's nothing better to show passion than having your own products that you're creating. And Anthony, you have more than just comic books, don't you?
Of course. Yeah. So well, I'll add to what you were saying as well. Like for people that don't have, I want to help other people here as well. But even if you don't have your own vision of a comic book, you haven't written the story and you haven't got the art ready, even finding people and connecting with another writer or another art. If you're a writer and you want to connect with an artist that you like their style and it's a genre that you love, but you haven't written the story, it's
Mhm.
still a project you're a part of. It doesn't have to be yours entirely. That experience as well, working with someone else, is just as valuable as, say, like me doing something on your own and creating a comic book series and hiring people or whatever. So it's you know, there's many ways of going about and getting that experience before, say, getting approaching a studio or whatever and getting a job in a studio. So don't feel like you have to be the, if you feel it's daunting and you're just an artist starting out and you have to, I'm going to go and, you know, do my own comic book, you know, or my own series. That can be a lot of work for some people. And so sometimes it's like, go to the local, you know, comic book shop, see if there's any indie artists creating a comic and work with them on something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense? Does that
Yeah.
sound fair? Like,
No, it
yeah,
does.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Because if you do have a project, it doesn't necessarily need to be a whole branded idea. Just even if you
no,
wanted to do, if you wanted to do something as crazy as a talk show where you talk to creative people,
Yeah.
yeah,
the show
Yeah.
would have been fine if it was just me talking. I would hope that it was fine, but
yep,
being able to bring in the expertise that Charlie brings, and being able to bring the expertise that Jack brings, and then being able to reach out to people like Anthony. And I think the show in general, with help from other people, just makes it that much better and that much more well-rounded. And we're like, specifically today, Charlie's trying to figure out how to be able to stream to Twitch and not have lag and all kinds of crazy stuff. It helps to be able to have people to talk to and to take responsibility for different parts of the actual product. So then that way it's not as daunting.
I agree.
Yeah. And I think that speaks to your point, what you're talking about, Anthony, that piggybacks off what Carlos was saying, is that like going out and finding those projects that does ultimately interest you looks good, just like going out and creating something on your own, because now you're going out and you're seeking out those other creatives and you're filling the gap. So everybody's like working to their strengths, right? You know, because I think the indie scene is really, really strong now in a bunch of different genres, a bunch of different industries, you know, from gaming to comics to live streaming to music,
even
cosplay,
movies.
into movies, you know, like we're seeing the notion of quality now officially doesn't matter if you're large or small or by yourself or a small team. And, you know, we talked about, you know, different things, and we go to different, we all go to different groups and different cons and different user groups. And we talked even about within professional wise for like, there's a movement in the US right now of the democratization of a lot of these different industries based off of like, you don't need to be a big studio, or you don't need to be at, you can freelance and then like, or you can make small collectives and still get the big, you know, account for, you know, whatever motion project or whatever film project or whatever, you know, interactive experience, you know, for what big brand, you know, you just need to have the quality.
I mean, Australia, where we're now at with Australia as well, we're finding that's a big thing as well. Like, it's there, even with we had a huge video game industry. Just when I got into the industry in 2011, there was Chrome Studios doing the Star Wars video games here. We had a whole bunch of studios, Rat Bags in South Australia, but massive amounts of games companies, and they're all AAA. A lot of them were US funded. They were US businesses, and they used they used us Aussies as slaves, so to speak. But they had the cheap labor of the Australians. But I think when the GFC hit, as you all know, the global financial crisis, those games companies were shut down. So, and after that, though, the Australian market changed as well. We've had a lot more small, independent mobile app game companies, you know, set up. We've had indie comic book publishers, more of that coming out. Even film studios, smaller film studios coming up, and it's actually the norm now. And I mean, even if you look at New Zealand, Weta's quite a big studio. I mean, Weta's huge in New Zealand, but they still have other little subsidiaries of film studios where they're making stuff. I saw these amazing short films. I can't remember the name of the creator, the film director. And if I find it, I'll send it to you all. But they've been shared on YouTube and all that. But they made these bunch of small science fiction movies, and I'm pretty sure it was a smaller budget and a smaller cast and a smaller thing. If there's like a horde of people walking in right now, that's all the people coming to Supernova. So if you could see people all around me, that's all the fans coming to Supernova. So this is hilarious.
Awesome.
So I'm shooting this video in my car. So because.
No, we appreciate you. We appreciate you making time and going to that extent. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to take your name down off of everything.
That's it. I thought I saw my phone at the Google Hangouts. I thought, let me try with the phone, and I got in, and I was like so happy. So it's cool.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, did I cut you off or?
No.
Okay.
You were going to ask me a question about the comic book or something or whatever. What I've been doing.
What
What was the question?
I was going to talk about more of this indie push that we're seeing. It's almost a renaissance, a media renaissance, because we don't anymore need to wait for DC or Marvel to tell us what's good and what they want us to read.
Yeah,
we have
I
people
agree.
like you. We have people like you with the ability to deliver on comparable entertainment.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting.
Yeah, I think it is exciting. It is exciting. It's also that's the daunting part of it as well, is being an indie, we've fully funded on the Kickstarter, and I'm really grateful. Like, we've got a Kickstarter right now for the comic.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, I don't know where it will be in 2 weeks, because we've hit the first stretch goal at about $6,000, which is amazing support.
Nice.
But
congratulations.
for me now, thank you. But the dilemma is, like, it's kind of a distribution nightmare for me, if you know what I mean, because I've got like 80 backers, right? So for me, I can do a small press run of comics, right? And, like, this is getting into the financial side, but whereas I really want to sell 1,000 comics on the Kickstarter. Do you get what I mean? So that way I can print 1,000 and distribute those 1,000 from Australia or China or whatever. Because for me, it's a distribution, like, it's a nightmare where I'm having to do a big print run of comics, and I'm only really sending 70 or 100 copies out. I'm not ungrateful for those people, because the people that back me are super backers, and they really want to see my vision come to life, and I'm super grateful for it. But it's like, so, like, I don't want to say to Marvel and DC, look at Marvel and DC and say that they're not great. I mean, for me, I look at those companies, I think they've got the distribution, they've got they've got diamonds, they've got the huge comic book distributors, so they can sell high volume, you know what I mean? And that's where it's kind of, as an indie, you're kind of envious of, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of think, wow, who knows where I might go? For me, I'm starting off as an indie, but that if, as this gains traction, this series, and then, goes to a graphic novel or whatever, maybe Dark Horse or Image or one of the bigger names may take it on and then do a bigger print run. So I think there's a lot to be said about everything. Like, starting small, indie is great. And, but don't kind of burn your bridges and think big at the bigger picture. Working with a bigger distributor isn't a good thing. It's good that I've got the power to do this on my own, but also that when you've got that power, you've got that responsibility. It's like Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. That's it, and it's like, literally, I make sure all my backers get their rewards, but I literally had someone message me last week and said to me, no, someone met me at a con. They backed my Kickstarter for my game. And the game was out. Well, it was funded in November last year. It was out in July this year. And he comes up to me and goes, I haven't got my game yet. And I'm like, what? And I go, why didn't you message me, And I physically gave him the game there, and he got it off me for free, and because he already paid for it. But the problem is where I actually did send it to him. I actually tracked it with our postal system and everything, but it must have been lost in the mail. And so this is why I even say now with my Kickstarter backers, if you haven't received it, let me know. But we've got tracking. That's the thing. You've got that responsibility of worrying about, there's pros and cons. Yeah, delivering and all that, and we are fully transparent. Like, if we had a slight delay on our game release because of manufacturing in China, it was about a month delay to ship it here and get it to customers. But I was you have to be transparent. I was clear to customers that, this is why, and I made sure everyone got their product. And I think there is, like I'm saying, there's pros and cons to both. So if you do, I'm not too proud to go, I'm only Indian, I don't want to ever be that big, or I don't want to sell out. There's advantages to selling out. Is if I don't have to handle that anymore, I can make more comics. I can write more content.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I don't have to spend a month on distributing the comics. And I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful at all. I'm incredibly grateful of all the fans and the backing, and I do have staff that are helping me with that. But you know, everything does come at a cost, you know, and
Sure.
you do it on your own, you're going to have to do it all on your own, you know, or hire people to help you out, you know. And this is why, you know, a lot of people think Kickstarters is this cash cow that you're just going to get all this money out of it. There's a lot of work that goes behind setting it up, running the campaign, and then fulfilling it, you know, at the end of it. So, but, you know, at the same time, you know, if we didn't have Kickstarter, I don't think indie comics and indie games would be where they are now. You know, like the fact that I have the power to sell to people in Russia. I've sold my game to people in Russia, in Mexico, in America, awesome. The United States, Germany, Switzerland, UK. I think I said UK, New Zealand. So like I'm selling it to all these countries that I never sold. I wouldn't be able to sell it to, you know. So that's the other advantage, you know.
Right.
So
and that's what's crazy. Yeah. Just technology alone has opened up the doors for all of us to be able to do whatever it is, whatever content we're creating.
Right.
Exactly.
And one of the good things for you is, here's my little pep talk for you to let you know that all your hard work is not gone in vain. Even if you did go and approach, say, a Marvel or a DC or whatever, they like to have you already put in, whether it's money or sweat equity, whatever the case may be. They want you to come to them with a following already.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so, you know, you've already done more than one Kickstarter, and you've already funded more than one Kickstarter. So you're doing a lot of the work already that people are expecting you. Once you get in front of whatever large corporation is possibly going to pick up this property, they're going to want to see that you put in all of this work. They don't like to go in cold turkey. That's why whenever you go to the movies, all you ever see are Marvel and DC movies.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not going to put any money into anything that hasn't proven that it has at least a little bit of a market.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like taking a big chance on those things nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Why is a corporation going to spend money to try to develop your idea when they don't have to?
Or they'll come up with it, and then they can come up with their own. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just giving a thumbs up to a mate. So someone was just driving past. I'm like, hey, how you going?
Don't worry. We're only doing a show in America. Nothing big.
That's it. That's it. I should have got them in the thing as well.
Yeah. So
if I see a friend come past, I'll do that.
So technology is definitely not just for, you know, shitty hip hop albums.
No, exactly. Oh God, it can be empowering. Yes, that's the word. That's the word. Empowering to creators, definitely.
Right.
So
but be prepared.
Can see some projects.
But be prepared, because if it's not a quality product, you also need to know when to call it.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So you've been talking about this game. What's going on with this game? What's this game that you keep mentioning?
Okay, so the Luminous Ages comic book series, which we've got the Kickstarter up for now, and it's going really well. We've had a game as well. Last year was there was a basically it's a tabletop card game, almost like a trading card game like Magic the Gathering, but it's an Australian version of Magic. The rules are upside down, down under. So instead of, it's actually, this is the way it goes, is you beat your opponent by racing to 30 dream life and summoning a god out of the dream zone. It's all about dreams and reality. And so if you get to 30 life and summon the god and keep it out for 2 turns, you win the game. So it's very it's very much like Magic, but it's more like an RTS, so kind of like Age of Empires, because you have bases and you build on your zones, and you put your creatures and your characters on there. And so we've also at the moment working on another game. That trading card game, it's more like we started out as a trading card game, but we realized that the market's very hard. When people hear trading cards, they don't like that. So we went to deck builder. So it's now a deck builder, and we're just doing expansions, and that's going to continue on the next 3 or 4 years. And we've been playing it at cons. We're doing events all across Australia. We had one in Melbourne recently. We were at PAX, and we sold out of the game there. It was nuts. We have an event here, a tournament here in Adelaide next week. We also have a tournament in Brisbane on the 9th of December. We're having a whole weekend event in Brisbane. So the game is growing, and it all stemmed out of the comic book series. We were going to be, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And we were going to be in America this year, for Gen Con, but just couldn't make it because the game, like I said, there was a delay with manufacturing the game, and it was around July. The game came, but we were still shipping out the product in July and August. So it was very hard for me to get to Gen Con, so I had to cancel on that, which is unfortunate. But I'm hoping next year, 2018, is my year, and I get to come to America. Get to come to America like a border, you know.
America.
Where? What are you targeting? What area? What shows?
I'm thinking. I'd like to do Gen Con, but I'm thinking more towards art. Promoting the comic and my art first, because that's the games, and the game is very popular, but what people love about what I create is my art and the comic book. We're getting a lot of interest in the art and the comic associated. Games are very hard because you need more than one person. Like I've got now my beta tester, who beta tested the game with me religiously, Tristan, who's in Adelaide. He's been coming to every show with me. I've been getting him to come to every show. He's volunteered. I've paid for him to come to some shows. So it's very hard with games. You have to pay for the flights of 2 or 3 people to basically be able to play a game. You know what I mean? Like you have to show a community spirit in this game, which we have, but that costs, a trip of say $3,000 to America becomes a $12,000 trip.
Right.
So for me, I think it has to be about me taking the art and the comics, and it would I would try for Spectrum Live. Spectrum is a fantasy show, or IlluxCon in October.
Okay.
So that's the goal. Yeah.
Well, Gen Con this year is August 2 to 5, 2nd to the 5th, I guess is the more proper way to say that.
2 to 5, really?
2 to 5. August 2 to 5.
2 to the 5.
AM and PM.
I really regret not coming this year, because they actually had it was an anniversary edition, but they actually had it on the 20th of August, which is my birthday, which is weird. So
see how he dropped it in there. So everyone, next time you go to Gen Con, is probably going to be right around Anthony's birthday. And
hopefully
get ready to party.
That's it. Bring me some cake, all right?
Gen Con is in August 2nd to 5th, 2018. Yes. It's in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the home of it.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
So we'll see. I'm still debating on which shows, but I'll probably have to look at booking one now, because it takes a while to get in. It takes about a year. But I might look into IlluxCon, which is all about illustration. So, but it's hard. You don't know, because like being an Aussie, I've never done shows in America. So it's like, I know what shows are good here, but I don't know what would fit me, and if I would even resonate with American audiences. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's all a big risk and a gamble.
Gen Con's a really good one, though. It sounds like right up your alley. It seems like that'd be like your Super Bowl of, shows, because everybody there is Dungeons and Dragons, role playing.
All the PAX cons.
Yeah, the PAX probably would be good for the RTS type stuff. Yeah, I think you're hitting the right ones.
Yeah. Well, PAX I do brilliantly in Australia, so definitely look into PAX in America for sure. So
cool. Yeah, I don't think that there's much difference in the two. we might have way more knuckleheads running around, but that's that's about it.
What's a knucklehead? What's that?
A knucklehead?
Yeah.
That's I don't know. What do you do? Knuckleheads are usually like kids that are little hard-headed kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to watch out.
It's not a bad thing. Like if someone called you a knucklehead, it's not like calling you a bad word at all.
Okay, cool. I don't know these American terms.
Silly.
I have to remember that we're international.
It's kind of calling someone silly, kind of.
Yeah. It's usually like a little kid. Like if you take a kid under your arm and you rub their head with a knuckle, like, oh, you knucklehead.
Gotcha. Yeah. Annoying kid. I like an annoying kid.
There you go.
Yeah.
One of the cool things that happens with creating content is you don't know who's watching or who's consuming your content.
Right.
That's true.
And one of the challenges that the larger corporations are going through is people didn't even understand Twitch, like like Twitch is huge, and when you explain to someone what Twitch is, you say, I'm watching people play video games. And there's a lot of folks out there that are saying, what you do, what, for hours, right?
Yeah.
But then you can go to, say, a YouTube and watch a cartoon or watch a film that's only 5 minutes long. But then the general scheme of shows is, you probably, at least here in America, you have maybe one episode of a sitcom is 22 minutes long with 8 minutes of commercials.
Right.
Yep.
Spliced in between.
Right.
But all of these companies are starting to find out that people are consuming content, whether it's on their phone, waiting for, the grocery line to happen, for them to maneuver a grocery line, or they just want to sit and we just got done binge watching Mindhunter on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, is that good?
Is that worth watching?
Yeah. Especially if you if you're into the psychology of humanity, it's really good.
Yeah.
They're it's basically, I don't think that this is any kind of spoiler alert, but it's basically when the FBI was trying to figure out how serial killers actually thought.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And so
sounds scary.
That type of stuff just fascinates me. Like, what makes Anthony want to do his own comic book and his own Kickstarters and all this stuff? Like, what is it? What makes you different from the person who might have an incredible amount of talent? I'm not saying that you don't have incredible amount of talent. You do have an incredible. You have an incredible amount. You have an incredible amount of talent, but also that's coupled with an incredible, insatiable drive that you have.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who draw. I don't know a lot of people who do their own products.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was trying to say. Like, what is it about Anthony that pushes him to do all these really big? You created your own game. You have your own comic book. You do your own drawing. You do writing. Like, it's only a matter of time before you get into the movies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
True.
I need a bigger team around me though. I'd have to sell a bit of my soul, I think, for that, wouldn't I? To get into the movies.
I tell you, it's tough. It's tough to find even a small group of people that you're able to all get pulling in the same direction. That's a challenge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're
I'll put a note in there with the comic and everything that I'm doing. So the comic is my creation. The art, a lot of the pages are mine, but I've actually talking of teams, I've got one artist, an illustrator in America, a guy called Rob Richardson. So he's actually been doing a lot of the sequential art with me. So if I do a page on the comic, he'll do another page as well. So you're right. I mean, it's all been, I've written the whole world. I've created the series. I've done the concept art. I've done all the illustrations. The game is, I designed all the game off my own back. But you do need other people like Rob coming in as an assistant illustrator, has been incredibly helpful. And he's got the same drive and work ethic as me. So having him on board, he's now kind of almost like a partner on this, because he wants to see it succeed. He wants more work. He's got to pay
of course.
He's got to pay for his bills and feed his family like I have to. So
Right.
at the end of the day, he's got a lot invested in wanting to see the quality of it improve, and it's great quality. But obviously, as we're getting more experience, it's going to get better and better and better. The series is going to get better. So, but yeah, I think it's just, it just finding the right team is important. That's the thing, finding the right people to work with. Because you can literally have the wrong person, and one wrong person could drag the whole team down.
Yeah, and we've seen it all before. All of us that have worked in the corporate environment, you get that one bad seed, and it just the whole chemistry of the team just changes. It's real easy to do that.
It is. Right? It is.
Yeah. And then you're stuck. We talk about that all the time. Like if I'm going to be stuck with you working on these big projects day in and day out for long, long hours, especially in the gaming industry, EA continues to get in trouble for the way they treat their employees. But in a tough situation where you have a deadline and you have a crappy personality or you're whatever it is that's making you not be cool, no one wants to work with anyone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if you're lazy.
Yeah.
Or if you're complaining all the damn time.
Yeah. We always say when interviewing, it's like it's like sometimes it's like it could be like even 80%, your personality and how you work, and like the other 20% is like your talent and stuff like that. You get to a point where like you know how to do whatever they need you to do, but can you be that person or be that catalyst to be able to work in a team and be able to be tolerable, work with somebody late hours? Do you have good temperament? We used to say this to students all the time who had trouble taking critique. Can you take critique well? All those things,
and even can you give critique well?
Yeah. Can you give critique in a good professional way and not in that little bit of like where it has a little bit of venom on the end of it?
Right.
There's a bunch of different things that people don't realize. I think when you're creative, you have to be mindful of communications with other creatives, and others.
Yeah.
Right. It's important. It's very important.
Definitely agree. I mean, I remember once, I got a critique years back from, I think it was Rob Rappel, who's done a lot of the art on Uncharted games. I met him in New Zealand, would have been 5 years ago, and we were there for a workshop, and I said to him, do you mind critiquing my work? And I had a lot of landscape art in my folio, and he was basically, he said to me, what he said was, your stuff's good, you got solid foundations, you got all these skills down, goes, but you just need to do this and this and this and this. Like providing critique, you don't sugarcoat it, but you highlight the positives of what the artist has done, and then you tell them what they're not doing. You know what I mean? And he presented to me what I wasn't doing, and I'm like, thanks, that just helped me so much, because now I know. He basically said you need to sit there, look at architecture, go into a building, and then look at the other parts of the building that are holding it up. Look at every little detail you can find, in architecture that makes things work, in buildings and stuff, if you want your environments to go to that next level. And he was right, but he didn't sit there and he didn't start with that. He started with the good stuff and saying what he liked about my folio, or what pieces he liked the best. And I think that's even me. I've taught in the past as well. I used to teach and 2D animation and graphic design at a university here, and that's always the thing that I would do with students. Is actually sit them down, talk about what is the stuff that I really liked about their folio, what are their strengths, and then go into the things that they're missing. I don't say the weaknesses. I always say what you're missing in your work. So and it's that communication. You have to be, when you're working with people, working in the team, you need to be able to communicate and have a laugh as well. I mean, I got in my studio, it's a small studio at home, but I do have another junior artist working for me, Christou.
Yeah.
And so she's an illustrator, but she does graphic design and all the admin stuff. She comes in 1 or 2 days a week. And, if I'm having a bad day, like in the sense of there's so much going on, I say, look, I'm having a bad day, just ignore me. We have a joke about it at the end of the day, but it's just, I know that if Christy didn't like where she's been with me for 2 or 3 years now, I know that if she didn't like working with me, she wouldn't be there. And that's the thing is, if I didn't like her, I wouldn't have her there either, and it's like, but I know that she's got the same sort of humor as me. We can have a laugh at the end of the day. We get stuff done. And if she has to stay back, she'll stay back to make sure something's done if we're getting a Kickstarter ready. And I think that's, it's all about team. And if someone is, at the end of the day, if someone's, an ass, or, someone's rude, or someone's just intolerable to work with, you just don't want to work with them. You just, that's the thing. You won't, so.
But, we talk about that a lot. Where the industry, the animation industry is super small. The comic book industry is super small, and people know everyone, especially when you start broadening your reach, where you're trying to make moves and you're going to these shows. If you come off as a jerk, people are going to associate you with being a jerk. And they're not going to want to work with you, or have you come on the team to help out doing something or other. Personality takes you a long way when it comes to actually making work and actually making a living doing this stuff.
Exactly right. So, and that's like, even at a con, like even selling to just customers, even if it's not other people that are exhibiting, you're exhibiting with, also being really super friendly to all customers. Like I have had some weird customers come up to me and ask for weird things. I literally had a girl come up to me, up to my artwork, the folders, and say, "Can I please lick that painting of that fox because it's so cute?"
Oh,
she wanted to lick.
Yeah,
this was like last week, and I could have
right after you pay for it, you can lick whatever the hell you want.
That's classic.
Yeah, as long as you buy it, you can. Yeah, exactly.
Classic.
And I said, yeah, and I said to her, you can lick the folder. However, this folder of artwork, this plastic folder, has been to about 10 shows this year, so it's got about 10,000 fingerprints. So who knows what germs you might get. And so she was like, "Yeah, nah, better not touch that." So,
that guy, she said, "I better not touch that."
Yeah,
so nasty.
Yeah, I know.
So she wanted to lick a folder.
Yeah, like where the artwork was in. Like she goes, "I want to lick this kitsune or whatever it was. It was a 9-tailed fox. Can I lick it? So cute." And I'm like, maybe I'll grab you a brand new printout. You can lick that one, but not the one in the folder. That's a display folder that everyone's been touching all day. And at the last con, I wipe them down every weekend, but I just had to kind of bluff and say, they've been to like so many shows, and who knows what E. coli or bacteria lingering on that folder, you know. So, but yeah, you got to be like, you can get trolls as well. You can get people that will troll you.
Yeah.
And will do, and may even say horror. Like literally had someone on the Kickstarter come up and say, "This is embarrassing." I did a Kickstarter live video, and it's on my first video. I'm not ashamed of it, and I just went along with it. And like he was basically said, "This is really embarrassing," and I'm like, "What? Like what's embarrassing about what I'm presenting?" You know? And I just made a joke about it. I said, "Well, whoever you are, you know, I'm going to put an ancient Greek curse upon you, and the Egyptians are, the Eye of Horus is watching you, you know, so trolls be wary, you know." But he's disappeared. But the point is, like, how I just make a joke out of it. So, you know, I always joke at cons, and I'm always turning a negative into a positive. And like, if anyone says anything weird or they even say anything offensive, I just like, either, unless it's you know, outright racist or rude, I'll politely ask them to leave my table. But if someone says something in the wrong way, I'll just make a joke out of it and turn the other cheek, because that's the best way to react, is with humor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because even if you were right in in a response that, like an aggressive response, let's say someone comes to your table and you know, the girl says, "Can I lick that fox?" And you say, "Get out of here because you're creepy," and you make a big deal out of it, you know, you're the only one that's going to lose in that situation. She's going to go off and go lick someone else's fox. You know, and then everyone else that was in line is going to look at you like, "Man, that was not cool.
That's not nice." Exactly. Yeah. So I say, look, I warned her. I just said, "Look, you're welcome to lick the fox, but you know, who knows what germs are on that
What
fox,
does
you know?"
the fox say?
Exactly. What does the fox say, you know? So, but that's it. So yeah, do you guys want to know more about the comic? Any questions about my fantasy series or anything at all that you want to know about? Or
you look like you're setting us up to tell us something. What do you want to tell us about your comic book?
No, I need a question before I give you an answer, give you something.
Well, talk about your current Kickstarter, and then is that looping into your Patreon page and whatnot? We've been linking your work on Twitch right now and Facebook, and one of the things that we just linked a couple of minutes ago was your Kickstarter. So let's start there.
Cool. So yeah, the Kickstarter is for issue 1 to 3 of the comic book. Issue 1 and 2 of Luminous Ages have been out, you know, since this year. But issue 3 was finished, and we've the art's all done. Everyone, the exciting thing about the Kickstarter is it's a commissions Kickstarter, so you can commission art with the comic.
Nice.
So you can also be in the comic.
What's
you
that
can
mean?
be in the. So you can actually be in the labyrinth scene. So there's a labyrinth with a market scene, and you can have your face in the comic book. You can pay for a commission and have, like, we can have Carlo in there. We can have, you know, everyone else there, Jack, whoever wants to be in that comic book page. As long as you pay me, I'll paint that painting of you in there. You could even put like that. So
nice.
Yeah, I think that's why I wanted you to focus on that a little bit, because I don't know if people understood what that meant. Like, you could legit be in a comic book.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's quite a few spots. So two or three of the spots are filled up already, but it's like a market scene. There's markets in our labyrinth. The labyrinth in the comic book series is called the Labyrinth of Aletheria. And it's based off of the ancient Greek labyrinth of Knossos from Crete. So it was teleported from Crete to our planet by a dream magician. So our world's all about dream magic, and these dream wizards that have the power to, I suppose, teleport things from here to there. And so you can be in the comic. You can have your face in that labyrinth scene. It's an epic, like a double-page spread artwork where everyone's face gets to be in there. And also, if you want custom art made. I'll do any sort of custom commission that's fantasy based. So if you want to design a creature or a dragon and a world, or if you want an original painting done by me with watercolor or inks, you can commission anything, any of the 6 creature types that are in our comic book. So you can commission a mermaid. We've got more creature types, but the ones that we're offering at the moment, or I'm offering, is mermaid, an adult dragon, baby dragon, a demon. We also have on offer a dryad and a goblin. So you can choose to have an ink drawing of one of those creature types. You can choose the color as well. And yeah, basically you get that with the comic. So there's a whole range of different artworks that you can get painted. Those ones won't get featured in the comic, but we are doing a separate book, which is a commissions book. So if you commission a fantasy painting from me, we're going to make a little art book that you get to be published in that as well. So if you don't want to get in the Labyrinth, if you don't want to be in the Labyrinth, there's an option to go in another bonus art book where you get published your ink drawing or your, depending on how many people we fit in, it might be a 16-pager, it might be an 18-pager. It depends on how many commissions I get.
Yeah.
So it's very interactive. You're allowed to be a part of this, this comic book. You kind of, invited to be in it. So, yeah.
So in theory, I could chip in and I could be like a hero type, and then Charlie, I can pay to have Charlie be a big beast.
See, I knew it.
And I slay.
See, I knew it.
Towards the end of the comic book.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's not. You don't get to be as part of the beast. You don't. Yeah, I will let Charlie off. All right, now leave him alone. Leave him alone. So I'll make it clear: you don't get to be in the story as such. Like, you don't get a character created by you because our story is written, but you get to be in the Labyrinth. So Charlie could be a beast in the background, right? He could be in the background in the market with a huge broadsword or whatever.
How much extra would I have to pay to be slaying Charlie in the background?
Why I gotta die?
What's with Charlie?
It's only Beast Charlie.
He's feeling threatened. That's okay. All right, cool. I would want to slay me too if I was a big huge beast with a big
Well, we can do a custom artwork. I can actually look. You won't be in the book, but I could do a custom artwork like that.
Yeah.
So we can make an epic fantasy illustration. So there's that. So if you want to have an epic world where Charlie's this beast and you're fighting him and you're stabbing him in the back or whatever, and it's set in this amazing landscape, yes, you can do that for $1,200 Australian. Yeah.
I see. Just
that's not bad, because that's only like $52 US.
No, it's not.
I'm kidding.
Went in.
Semi-broke. You guys are going to semi-broke.
You can get all type of people. Really cool.
Yeah.
So slaying Charlie would have to be my fantasy.
Oh.
All right, done. Book it in, man. Lock it in. Seriously, hurry up. Those positions are filling. Do it. Put your money where your mouth is. Throw in an extra $2,000, and I'll do it for Christmas as well. I'll have it express posted for Christmas.
Would you slay Charlie in real life for $2,000?
Whoa!
I need rules. I'm not understanding.
One of those dudes that's weirdo.
That's just gone way crossing the line, man. He's crossing the line.
Can't let him have an inch.
Charlie, I think we've got to do that. We've got to make a scene where we're getting Carlo back. That's it. Maybe I'll come and raise you back from life as a necromancer, and then we get our revenge on Carlos. Huh? What do you reckon?
Nice.
So you'll be a necromancer.
Yeah. a Greek necromancer with garlic sauce out of my breath. And I throw Eurosses at people as my weapon.
I like it. Love garlic.
That's it. He does it. So yeah.
So the Kickstarter is specifically for the comic book?
Yeah, it's for issue 3 of the comic to get to help us get it, published, to print however many copies. And also because it's basically it's finishing now. We're finishing the last 2 pages.
Yeah.
And also there's if we do hit $12,000, we are going to unlock the 4th issue, which is Helia the Golden Dragon. She's an endangered dragon. She's been hunted down by the Nightmare Wizards. They're trying to kill her.
Yeah.
She's the last of her kind. She's got a boyfriend somewhere hiding in another distant land. There'll be a partner for her, but she's being hunted right now. And so that the issue 4 ties her in with all of our other characters from episode 2, ties in Leon Taros, the lion, ties in, there's a wolf captivary, there's a kitsune that comes in, the fox that the girl wanted to lick. He comes into it.
Nice.
And a whole range
what the hell
of
is happening down there?
Oh, dude, Australians. You think America's weird? Australia, we've got some weird ones as well. Trust me.
Nice.
So,
Hey, Anthony, what's the what's the gaming mat, Anthony, option?
okay, so that's for those of our people that have backed our game before, or they want gaming mats. But it's more for a mouse pad because we've got a card game. So it's actually like it's a huge mouse pad. It's about 65 centimeters wide. I'm talking Australian terms, but it's a massive game. Like it's the same size gaming mat as a Magic the Gathering gaming mat. Those kind of gaming mats, and you get to choose from 6 designs, and you get the comic with it as well.
Nice. We're showing that right now on Twitch. So head over to Twitch and check that out.
Great for Twitch people, man. Great, because if you're playing games, PC games, unbelievable gaming mats. We sold out of a whole range of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch
last week in Brisbane. Like people loving them. So, and it's good because like it's a way of putting my art on a product that people can use. There's a lot of people come to me. I get a lot of fans that bought all my art, and they're like, "My walls are filled. What else do you have?" So, and I said, "Look, I won't make underwear yet, but I'll do a gaming mat for you instead." All right.
Which one sells the most?
Gaming mats. It's really weird. Like as we're introducing more designs, some are getting more popular than others, but I think my pirate ship one is really popular. The Dangerous Seas.
That one's good. I see that one here. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people love the River Styx one. And a lot of my dragons are very popular as well. The White Lightning Dragon, the Rainbow Dragon's been popular. It just got released for this Kickstarter, actually. So it's the Rainbow Dragon's a brand new one. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, is there anything that you guys want to know about the comic, like the mythology or the storyline behind the comic, or what's intriguing you guys about the comic? Have you guys read it? Like I'm talking here, and like, have you guys actually read? Do you guys read?
Do we read? Yeah,
I read your first one.
The first one.
First one.
Yeah. I think you sent me the first 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I read those
from last time. Yeah.
So issue 1 and 2 kind of starts everything off and opens the world, but issue 3's it's very action driven. So we now have like as you know, Thrakos is our main character. He's now adventuring. He's running in these lands. There's these vipers chasing him. There's tiger drakes chasing him. All these crazy creatures trying to kill him because they're hunting him down. They're trying to hunt him down because the Nightmare Wizards have got a prize on his head because he's the son of Silver the Great. She was a great wizard who saved the planet the last time. Right. And so, he obviously has some magical powers inside him that he can't control yet. And so he's, they're adventuring and they make it to the Labyrinth, and I don't want to spoil it, but they meet another main character. So although the first 2-3 issues have been about Thrakos, we're going to see a lot more other characters, and we got a lot of female lead characters. He stumbles across Lena of the Light, who's a nature wizard. She's part of the order of she's called the Physici. They're the nature mages. They can, you know, summon vines out of their body and bring animals to fight by their sides, like panthers, and they got amazing natural ability. And so he meets Lena of the Light, and she's there to aid him and help him on his quest. And yeah, so you see that she's she becomes a really important part, an important role of the story as well. So I don't want a lot of people to think that, oh, this is just your stereotypical kind of Harry Potter story where it's just this main guy, you know. But we've actually got a female lead, and she struggles a lot as well with racial issues because she was born brown, so she's would be like maybe Indian or Egyptian background, or even Greek, and she's born with tan skin, and she wants to join this wizard order of nature mages, but they don't accept people that are white. They only want white people. White wizards are the most powerful. Bastards. They only want wizard. Yeah, so we're trying to tackle It's crazy, I know. So we're trying to tackle racism in a fantasy comic, and try and you know, so she proves them wrong in the end. I don't want to say how she does it, but she proves them wrong that, you know, she proves that she's powerful and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to have her backstory. We want to do Lena of the Light issue 1 eventually. You know, I don't know when that will be done, but we definitely want to, all these other characters that people are really liking, we want to do their backstory leading up to it as well. So we're trying to, like I said, the comic's trying to bring a very diverse storyline to it, to bring, you know, multiculturalism into it, environmentalism into it, you know, have female leads as well as male leads. Do what the main comics aren't doing. I think a lot of indie comics are doing what I'm doing as well, but I think no indie comics is tackling all those 3 issues in one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're going in.
I'm going all in, and I may get crucified for it. I may get crucified by the Trump supporters, you know. But
oh man,
word's gotten out. Damn it!
So bad. Sorry, have I gone too political on you now?
Nope. Nope. Not even close.
Nope.
Not even close.
Good.
Yeah, cool.
We've had a few rant sessions on the show.
No.
Where are you finding the motivation for this storyline?
I think it's come from my own experiences in life. I come from my family comes from an island called Cyprus, so it's off the Mediterranean Middle Eastern coast. So I identify as being Greek Cypriot, but people often ask me, are you Middle Eastern or are you black, or where are you from? And I've faced a lot of racism in my lifetime, and it's not I'm not upset about it, because that's just how the world is. You know what I mean? So for me, I really want to put that into my comics and you know, tackle those issues, and I suppose bring a positive message out of it. You know, bring something positive, and you know, show that everyone is equal and that everyone is deserving of love, and have a message of hope at the end of it. You know, because that's what I think good storytelling should do. You know, comics should do. So, and also, you know, my background, I'm very much into environmentalism, and I want to put that message as well into it. And I think for me, it's not in your face racist. It's not like, sorry, we're not trying to be racist at all. We're trying to counteract that. We're trying to tackle those issues of racism, but we don't want to make it in your face to the point where that's what the comic's all about. We're just going to be subtly having those, you know, multicultural issues in there, environmental issues, and make it just part of the series without making it the focus, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's going to be done in a metaphorical sense. So we'll have, like, you know, Leo the lion, he doesn't fit in with all the other lions because they all want to eat meat.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to eat meat. He wants to eat plants and vegetables. He's a vegan lion, you know? Good old Leo. Good old Leo. So,
all those teeth just being wasted. Yeah, I'm hating on Leo
sorry?
right now. So all those teeth just being wasted.
That's it. Yeah, I know, especially with those canines, man. But he can craft his own meat, magically craft his own meat and not harm animals. So why wouldn't you? You know? So he can craft
really immediate. See,
he's got a magical spell. He's got a magical spell that he can do that. So
that's hilarious.
But
so he can make his own meat, but yet he still continues to be a vegan.
It's not real meat, it's synthetic meat.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So he makes like,
he doesn't have
meat from thin air.
Yeah, he makes
exactly from a magical spell with dream magic. So he crafts it all in it.
Soy meat.
That's fun. It's funny.
Exactly. So like Soylent or whatever.
It's Soylent meat.
Or tofu meat, or whatever. So it has it has an element of humor in the comic as well. There's a lot of humor.
That's awesome.
I mean, even in issue 3, we start off with humor. Thrakos thinks he's going to take a dragon with him, like take a dragon to ride to the next land, and he's like, and Arcturus is like, slaps him, is like, "Hey boy, you're walking, that dragon ain't for you, bro." So got a bit of humor in there, and he keeps on giving him shit as they're running through this wasteland. He's like, man, you're making me do all this hard work. We could have caught this dragon the whole time, So we're trying to make it more and more humorous. Definitely issue 4 is when all the humor gets unlocked. So that's when the wolf comes in, the kitsune. There's Dagger the cat. Dagger the cat is
Dagger the cat.
Dagger the cat. Yeah, it's spelled Dagar. His family were illiterate thief cats, rogue cats that were all killed on a quest, and he was the last of his.
Did you say
last of his family? And they couldn't spell dagger properly, so they spelled it Dagr instead of dagger.
Yeah,
that happens to us all.
Can't spell my last name. Skip that part. That's cool.
So Dagger the cat, and there's a lot of we're definitely putting a lot of humor into it, because I think that's a way of getting those serious issues of environmentalism. In Equatoria, that's a dream planet. Their planet's dying like ours. The metaphor for, like, we've got capitalists or I wouldn't say capitalists, but we've got government not doing anything about what's happening to the environment right now. Environmental scientists are saying that we've got like 20 years left, maybe, if we don't look after the planet.
Right. And
so we're using our metaphor in this fantasy series is the nightmare mages, the mayor or the mare. They're these, I suppose, greedy corporations. They're like these greedy wizards that want to have all the dream magic to themselves. They want all the land to themselves, all the forests to themselves. They're draining all the force, the dream magic out of the land and out of Equatoria. So it's a metaphor for what's happening on Earth right now. And so these nightmare wizards are evil. They come in many forms, and they're greedy. And they're like devils. They're demons and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, that's what we've got. We've got those serious issues, but we've definitely coat it with a bit of humor and try and make it not be so dark that people, we want people to still have escapism in this comic. We want them to read it and to enjoy, but then have these issues and make them think, like, wow, this is like kind of like how Game of Thrones has done it. I mean, Game of Thrones, if you look at it, the White Walkers are a metaphor for global warming. There's a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's what it's weird. Before that came about, I've been writing this series for 4 years, and that's what I was trying to do with Luminous Ages. Have these metaphors of, metaphors of racism, metaphors of environmentalism, metaphors of feminism, and apply them into this comic. And I think it's working well. I think, like I said, people are liking it. We're selling out at every show. The Kickstarter's doing well.
That's a really fine line that you can walk without sounding too preachy, because right when you start with the global warming, you turn off half the population, and then you do. You hit them with the racism. There's another chunk that's not going to listen. So the fact that you are approaching some of these really tough subjects,
right?
Yeah, and people are slowly but surely building up, and they're catching up to what you're trying to say. I think is a
yeah. I mean, I
really
think
cool
like
thing.
the only way. So I don't think my view is this. Is I don't think people. I don't think someone is a racist. You know, like people can be racist, but I don't think people are born racist. And I think people can be educated against it. You know what I mean? Or they can be
Right.
informed and become less racist, or they
Right.
can slowly abolish it. The same with environmentalism, or say people wanting to go towards a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. I think, you know, not everyone is going to be open to it, but the more that people learn about it, and they see that it's possible, that people are going to be more open to those ideas and not be shut down straight away. They're not going to be like, oh, this is bloody vegans, go away, you're preaching stuff, you know.
Right.
It's about getting, you know, and that's the thing. Like my friends, I have friends of all kinds, you know. Some of my friends are like, a lot of my friends aren't vegan, and I'll show them the comic and they're like, no, this is really good. Like they don't find it preachy. You know, they've read up to issue 3 and they're like, no, this isn't preachy.
Right.
This is really cool. And I think Luminous Ages is also like, it got reviewed recently in Australia by a podcast called Super Marcy. And she said, like, it's a great, for those of you that haven't read fantasy much, it's a great introduction to fantasy. It doesn't have a lot of terms in there that you're not going to understand. You don't have to be a Dungeons and Dragons player or a Magic the Gathering player to read my comic, to read the comic. And that's why I'm approaching it at the grassroots level, just creating a story that works. You know, it has a story, it has characters that grow, and it's character driven. You know, Thrakos, by the end of it, who knows what's going to happen to him? And honestly, the fate of Leo's kind of based on me. Like he's inspired by my life, you know. So he's a metaphor for me because I come from a Greek Cypriot family of heavy meat eaters, you know. They all love their lamb on the spit, you know. And I'm the only one that's kind of broken away from that mold. I'm actually the only artist in my family as well. I'm the only vegan in the family. So I'm very different to everyone else. And I do have this nomad lifestyle. So Leo was written into the story as part of that. But his fate is going to be determined by whether he finds a partner or not. You know what I mean? So by the end of
is that you putting up feelers out there, like
exactly?
So
yeah,
you're available
exactly. That's it. I'm available, and yeah, if you want, my numbers are 666 333 999. No, that's it. Nice. So yeah, it all depends on Leo. Like Leo depends on me. Like he's been written, so Leo might end up with a partner and kids, you know, might end up with a wife and kids, or he might, if he ends up being alone, he might end up becoming like, I'm not saying this is going to happen with me, but he may end up becoming this very dark character. I'll write I'll express my sorrow or my, I suppose my pain through Leo and put, you know, if he goes dark and evil, you know,
we know where you are.
We got to get you
where you are in life. We're like, well, we got to get this guy. What's that on what's that swipe right thing? What is that?
No, I don't do that shit.
You gotta put you on Tinder. You get Leo to swipe right. Get him a nice
Tinder.
Maybe I just gotta come to America.
Meat eater.
I just come to America. If I come to America, you know, they'll love the Australian accent. You know, the girls will go crazy.
It wouldn't even be fair.
Yeah,
especially in Indianapolis. Yeah. You got all your teeth too. You got all your teeth too.
Going in again. See,
that's it.
See, you leave my home state alone.
That's it.
It's our big city.
Wait, Charlie's not happy because I come up. If I come, Charlie's going to be upset. There's competition.
No, good. I'm good. I'm off the market. No, quit trying to get me in trouble.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hi, Monica.
But yeah.
Okay. That's what he said. I didn't say that. You got lost in translation.
Oh god. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've got maybe I've got maybe about 10 minutes or 5 minutes left of battery on my phone, and I'm charging it with this battery, so I don't have much time.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Let's
any last minute
make
question
sure,
about the comic?
let's make sure that we have links to your Kickstarter. Do you know that right offhand?
It should be on there. I think if you got me on Facebook, you should be able to find it. But
yeah, we put it up there already.
If you got it, did you find it?
Yeah, I had it.
Charlie was
You
sharing.
could just you can
I've
find
been
my
sharing it on the
profile.
stream. Yeah.
But if anyone just searches Luminous Ages, it'll come up.
Okay.
Luminous Ages, it should come up.
Yeah,
and it's got a golden dragon on it.
And take a look. Anthony even has a Patreon if you guys want to take a look.
Yeah. I'll put that up now.
It's patreon.com/ wasn't it Anthony Christou?
Christou? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's up on the screen now.
Christou is CHRISTOU.
Yep.
Excellent.
That's it.
Cool. Yeah, so check him out. Check out his work. We'll have all the links and everything on the show notes so you guys can take a look. Yeah, his work is fantastic. I have a couple of the comic books there. Yeah, check it out. And if you can, go ahead and kick in. It's worth it. It's very good stuff. Congratulations on getting funded. Let's get some stretch goals done.
Yeah, still 2 weeks on it, so cool. Anything can happen. Awesome. So yeah,
cool.
And thanks for having me on the podcast again, or the whatever it is, the stream or whatever.
Podcast stream. It's whatever you want it to be.
Oh,
that's it, man. That's it. No, I really appreciate it.
Sorry, I went MIA for a minute. Life has been pretty crazy. Like my 3 counties where I live in were all set on fire, and it just has been crazy for me. Yeah. It's been
for real.
It's been crazy. Yeah, for real. And then other things too. We can talk about that later. But yeah, it's been crazy. But I'm glad you were able to reach out to Jack.
Yeah,
he fell super sick today, so more on that later. And then
you have a story to tell.
That's pretty much it. But yeah, we're happy it worked out, and thank you for getting on your phone. That's
super awesome.
Next level.
That's next level dedication, hey?
I tell you, like that. We talked about that before. Like, if you're not going to do it, who's going to do it then?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to. And we're glad that you picked us to want to come and talk about it again. That's great.
No, that's all good. No, you guys are fun. So it was a pleasure. So
awesome. Yeah. All right, man. Well, have a good Arvo.
Yep. Arvo, huh? You saying g'day, mate.
Oh. I'm bilingual.
That's it. Would you like some shrimp on the barbie, hey mate?
I wasn't even gonna do that.
We almost got
I know that drives you guys crazy.
got out of the show without that happening. But
I was trying to, and you see who it was. We weren't even gonna go there. The Aussie guy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into some artist inspiration. If you want to hang out, cool. If not, that's cool.
It's understandable. Yeah.
Literally my battery's gonna die. I've got like 15%, so I would have hung out, but
no problem. No problem.
I appreciate you guys having me on board, and hopefully enjoyed having a laugh with me, my horrible humor.
We like it because there's
if I come to America. And you see me at a con, just don't ask to lick my art, okay? So
don't worry. There's almost a guarantee that's never.
It's not edible, okay? It's not edible. Leave it alone.
We're not licking a damn thing.
Nope.
Oh God.
You shut your mouth.
Well, you have to buy it then. If you lick it, you got to buy it. So
That's what I hear.
that's it.
Yo!
God. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. And yeah, I'll send you the Kickstarter link, and you guys can share that and have a
Awesome.
look. It's an amazing opportunity. Just who knows what's going to happen in the next few years.
Book.
So
Yeah.
exactly,
Not
man. It's a rare
everyone. Not
chance. Like,
everyone has that opportunity.
no, this is a rare opportunity. And I
Ah,
don't think I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I'll have room in the graphic novel to do that. We have to get the graphic novel finished next year. So, and who knows where I'll be? I may get an amazing job working with Magic the Gathering next year, and then I'll be super famous. So,
right.
like
And
anything could
then,
happen next.
Yeah.
You
So
know
when you're super famous, we'll be able to say that you got your start on Sketch Zone.
Exactly right, man. I've got to look after you guys.
That's how it happens. That's how it always happens.
That's it. That's exactly right.
So good.
But it's there's an amazing value on the Kickstarter, and I think there's something in there for everyone if you're into fantasy, and yeah, and open to ideas if people got any suggestions on characters they want to create. So with commissions. So yeah. But thank you, and good to see you guys again. Say
You're
hi to
very
Jack for me.
welcome.
I hope he's better. Hope Jack's better. So
Yeah, us too.
yeah.
All right, man.
Where are you all? Are you all based in California? Whereabouts roughly? You all in?
I'm close to San Francisco. Jack is in LA and Charlie is in Chicago.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I definitely going to come to LA next year. So I might have to meet up with Jack or something like that.
Oh yeah, reach out.
So
LA is not that far.
yeah, cool.
I drive down there quite often, actually.
Yeah, well, I hear San Fran's got a lot of art community there, so it's huge art. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I definitely
it's a
have to
good
come to
spot.
America next year. So that's the goal, is get the art out there. So
Yeah, let me know so then I'll fly out to Australia and stay at your place while you're gone.
hey, you probably love it, man. No worries.
Yeah, I probably would.
You can ride my kangaroo to work every day. You can ride the kangaroo to work.
Going in.
You can ride the kangaroo, mate. Get on it. Whistle on a eucalyptus leaf, Whistle on a eucalyptus leaf.
Diamando 46 is saying LA is 10,000 miles far from me.
Where are you located?
Where are you?
Shout out to
Diamando.
Diamando for coming into the YouTube chat. You're broadcasting live on both YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming in.
Anthony's been trying to get off before his phone dies. We don't want him to. Thanks again, Anthony.
Thanks.
See, look at this technology, phones. I'm doing this on my phone. This is amazing.
From the other side of the planet.
Yeah, you're way
Australia,
way
mate.
right now.
Get out of Australia.
From inside a koala.
Exactly. Inside of a koala.
You just couldn't resist, huh? You almost won a whole show. You were doing great.
That's just
So disappointed in you.
racism.
Inside of the where the baby. I'm in the pouch of a kangaroo, mate, with a baby Joey. Look, there's a baby Joey right here. All right?
Crikey.
Crikey. Nah, you can't do it, mate. You can't do it as good as me. All right.
The UAE. Shout out to Diamando. But thanks again, Anthony, from the UAE.
No worries, boys. Thank you very much. It's been an honor and a good time. So I've enjoyed it.
Talk to you soon.
Take care. Yeah, for sure.
Bye.
For sure, boys. Take care. Bye.
Okay, Diamando in the chat.
From UAE.
What is UAE? Let's can we look this up? I want to know what this is. Diamando, come on, help us out. How far is that?
The United Arab Emirates.
Wow.
So that's way out there by Qatar, and they have a lot of really good golfing out there. Not gonna lie.
Oh, we're all about that, right? Yeah.
There's tons of.
So
So they're over there by. Let me see. I brought them up. Yeah, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's far. Yeah.
he's
So
far. Is he
not that
farther? He's not as far.
Diamando 46, can you take an Uber to LA from where you are? Just wondering. Just wondering, technology. We just had someone streaming from the inside of a koala, and he uses kangaroo blood for ink for his. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's.
Diamando, thanks for tuning in, and thank you. He subbed also, so thanks for subbing. It's great. Coming on to the YouTube. Oh, what did he say?
He said, "No, how can I do that?" The Uber would have to be a boat or a plane.
Don't listen to him.
No,
don't listen.
Don't do that. So while we're, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's get it. It's missing. We need you, Jack. It's missing the sound effects.
Because this night's been so amazing. Get well soon. You're gonna come back to a nice new.
It's gonna be
show, and you're gonna have like he's probably looking at it. He's probably watching from his sickbed right now and like taking notes on the music he needs to have. Sound effects are gonna make this thing amazing.
All right. So another thing that we do on the show is we have artist inspiration, and we have theme music for all of these segments of the show. This week, my friends, we're going to take a look at Jeremy Palonin. Go to Instagram.com/breakfast_sketches. I've been watching him for a long time, and I don't know what he did. I'm going to go way down here because, okay, I guess that's the end. Like his stuff has such crazy, it's different. Something as simple as an orange. Look at how much personality that has.
Right.
And I was trying to, I think all of these were done in, oh, this is done in Procreate.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Here's a cola bottle, also done in Procreate.
I like that.
And these are, hey, Yasser Asser, what's going on? How's that, Diamando? So yeah, these are cool little exercises that you can do as an artist. Just when you're sitting around watching TV, whatever, just shade a ball. And that will teach you how to get into things like this. Here's a bitten strawberry. And this is right around the time when I started realizing that this guy was bringing some talent. But then all of a sudden, and I think he found, nope, this is Procreate too.
Really?
But look at this cow. He just got onto texturing and it's just, you can see the progress. And then all of a sudden you get to the top. Yeah. Like he just kept experimenting, and this is really cute.
Right.
But then he just continues to progress, and it just keeps getting better and better. And everything that he has its own personality. Like this is a little owl stuck out in the rain. Eyes cocked like a pistol. And there's these things that he's doing with color that is just phenomenal. Here's a crazy banana with some crazy eyes.
That's awesome.
Here's another owl. And then, like lately, he's just busted out with, here's an environment that's just bananas.
I love that. That's cool.
the colors that he's consistently using, and this one I believe came out today. The colors, his color work is just phenomenal. So follow him so you can get a good taste for, you know, just everything. Everything is taken to the next degree. Like, here's a bear holding honey, but the honey is not just sticky honey. It's just big, gooey, melted cheese action.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a dude with waffles in the background.
Yeah, he's happy. Oh gosh.
So yeah. Anyway, then you got this kid right here too, which is totally bananas.
So
anyway, yeah. Go ahead and take a look. Instagram.com/breakfast_sketches.
Right. So I got two because Jack's not here. And this one you'll like because you want to talk about this one because you're gonna like this first one, right? So this is gonna be honorary Jack's post this week. You know, so I can't do a Jack voice. I don't know how to do a Jack voice. We'll work on that. Jack, I'm gonna figure it out. But you're a great artist and you have good taste, so I've picked out a good one because let's face it, I kill at this every week in this segment. This is my segment. I wait the whole show for this segment because I find artists like crazy. Now, this is going to be good for you guys because this is going to benefit everyone. It's not just Instagram, even though we're going to start off with Instagram. It's a whole experience that's going to go past just looking at this art.
Oh, right. Boy.
So let's go ahead and share my screen. And shout out to everybody that's on Twitch as well as
watching live on YouTube.
Watching live on YouTube. Yes. So what I'm going to do is go here to application.
Can we take a moment to talk about how good your camera looks right now?
Well, you know, I do put lotion on. I have really oh my God. It's getting late. She get off.
Cocoa butter though.
Oh, that cocoa butter. All right. Can everybody see this?
Yep.
All right. So my artist.
Modern Day James.
I'm sorry. Jack's artist this week is called Modern Day James. Now, Modern Day James is a multifaceted artist, designer, and guitarist, right? But he has a popular YouTube channel called Modern Day James also. Now, let's look at his stuff. He shows you how, he's one of those tutorial type channels where he show you how to do art, show you how to draw, show you how to draw in perspective. But he's one of those natural artists that draws in crazy perspective. And I don't think I talked about this. I think I mentioned it. But he also... we'll talk about his YouTube channel. Let's look at his Instagram here. Check out his work. So he draws in perspective really well. And there's a famous Korean artist that I like that his name escapes me right now. Once we go to the YouTube page, it'll come back up. And he shows you how to draw like him. So if you've ever seen the famous Korean artist, and I can't remember his name, but he draws in crazy perspective with just like pen. It's crazy. He does that same type of style. But let's just look through his Instagram a little bit, you know, because it's just amazing work, you know, like just like very highly detailed work, you know, of like, look at that. The extra part is the guy drawing the image. Like, really? Come on, dude. Like this is ridiculous stuff. So
that's funny.
So all his color, look at this. This is the part that like struck me. The color stuff is good. The more concept arty stuff is really nice, but when he gets into these like detailed, I'm not even hitting it yet. You're seeing glimpses of amazingness as we keep moving through his Instagram. Let's go down because I need to show you the level of skill. So you got some really cool. I love this. This is how I want my sketchbook to look. I have colored paper and I have it's like really like yo, this dude is so sick. This dude is so sick.
There's this one that he drew his car in traffic.
Yes.
And he drew himself sitting in the car, sitting in traffic.
Oh, now you're starting to see it. Look at this. And he draws his stuff freehand.
Yeah.
Like like with a pen. Like in college, at my college, we had to do life drawing, and the very first life drawing class you take, you use a ballpoint pen because they didn't want you to erase. This dude is using basically almost like a Sharpie, like, and like he's just like so confident in the lines, and it comes out right, and he just keeps going. Look at this. Like, you know how you just people watch? Okay, let's people watch and draw the whole room. All right. So this is modern day James. Really cool. Now check out this YouTube real quick. Good job, Jack. You're killing it this week, man. So look, go to his YouTube page because you can seriously draw amazing stuff here. Like he tries to draw like a Korean artist named Guy, and I can't remember his first name, but let's look at this one here. I don't know if we can watch this, can we? Real quick, we'll watch a couple seconds. Look at that. That's amazing, right? You see that? Awesomeness. And the artist he's like that one that he idolizes is name Kim Jung-gi. So maybe I'll show that in artist inspiration in a couple weeks or something because he has to get in line. But this is amazing channel. Go to this channel. I subscribe to it, and I'm not even. Excuse me. Hold on. Sorry about that. I subscribe to it, and I'm not even. I'm more of a digital 3D artist, but like the references and the stuff that I've learned from perspective has literally helped me. Because it's like
he streams on
really
Twitch
good,
too.
and he streams on Twitch too. So like his work is awesome. You know, like when you watch like old school Bob Ross, like it feels like that because you end up watching this whole thing. You're like, how do you make those lines? Like when you start doing this like ATV like. And they show you the construction ones, and he calls them the different terms or whatever that is to draw on that perspective. He knows a lot about art, right? So that's really cool. So that's the first one. All right, good job, Jack. Now let's move to Charlie's. Look, I'm talking to myself in third person.
That's not creepy.
That's just amazing. T-Way is one of my favorite artists. He is a dude that just, in contrast to what we just saw, has another style of his own and just oozes style. So check this guy out, right? Look at this guy. Awesome work. Right? He starts to get some crazy stuff, but he has crazy detail in his work too. And like he mixes media, with like pictures and stuff like that.
I like that.
Like, look at this. Just like, it's always weird, Like it has this weird Cartoon Network style meets graffiti meets like not American, but I would say like Korean, has bits of Korean and Japanese, and it's just he likes to use like squares in his shapes and builds off of stuff. And if you look at really closely at this, it's like people and stuff. Some of them is so someone's like they Lego together, and you're like, really? His face is where? But like, it's really cool. So let's keep going down here. Look at this one. And then I look at this skateboard deck, right? So he drew on the skateboard deck, but then he went the extra mile and then cut it out. And then cut it out like, I love this, dude. I love this. I don't know what kind of cutter this is. I would love to see a video, but look at that. That's so sick. I want those on my wall. I was trying to figure out what I could put on these like walls back here. That's what I want on these walls. I might spend some money. I wonder if he's selling them because those are awesome. Just give me like 8 of them. Look at this one. There's like a girl with her head's an ice cream sundae. It's just like awesome work. Look at this stuff. It's like the creepiest thing ever. And then somebody went and got a tattoo. That's like kind of cool. Look at that. It's a wolf. Well, it's a sheep in wolf's clothing, wolf skin.
That's funny.
It's flipped.
That's funny.
Look at the teeth. They remind me of like old school Ren and Stimpy. Like I can't remember the artist, but yeah. It's like bathroom.
That's pretty crazy.
It gets better. It's like you just keep going out. Like take a look at his work, Carlos. There's a lot I'll skip around here because there's just so much Like he does like really cool murals. They look the detail in the pin work, like for the mural stuff. Yeah. His stuff just looks like it takes a long time to make. Like, and then like I like when I see like sketchbooks on like just regular loose leaf paper like this.
Yeah. Yeah, folks whose sketchbooks look like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This
one he put it against the noise.
makes me wanna set my books.
So sorry. Look at that one. Look at the Bambi. Look at the Bambi one. He loves using squares. Like that's like one of his things.
Mouth or butthole?
Nose and mouth, yeah.
Oh, okay. That looked a little suspect.
So I think he has some graffiti work there. This is really cool. So this is some like tattoo type design he's done. But looks how he like cuts apart the body and like shows it off that way. It's really cool. Really cool work.
I could totally see those drawings that you just passed up. They remind me of like the old World War II.
That's what he drew him in. Yeah, that's what he drew him in. That's why that's like definitely what he drew him in. But it's still his style because the face is more like pinup, you know.
Yeah,
Betty Boop type, you know.
Wow.
In his style, like it's great, crazy. And then he went and he started animating some things. Let's do this,
pretty crazy. Whoa. Whoa.
This is hilarious. Gotta watch for Twitch.
Scroll down some. Those are naughty bits.
I thought this might be cool to make in 3D. I thought some of these things thought would be cool. I might reach out to them because they're so different. I love the Winnie the Pooh one, the teeth. But this is like stuffing.
Nice.
So yeah, so check them out. You know, here's some other tattoo ones.
And it's T-WEY.
Tway.tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Check them out.
That's very cool. I like his hands.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. A quick little shout out to Shiloh. He apologized for not doing a fun prompt this week. And we're just excited when you do one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You want to talk about just...
You've been consistent for like
consistent. Fire that guy.
Consistent, yeah. So thank you. Yeah.
So with artist inspiration done, that brings us to close of episode 125. And again, just as a reminder, the weekly fun prompt is a huge, burly, bashful lumberjack.
Huge, burly, bashful lumberjack. Nice.
Yes. Hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
Where can people find you online?
If you're looking for me, you can find me at my personal website, which is cargocollective.com/Charlie B. Williams. My ArtStation, artstation.com/CharlieBW3. Find me on Twitter at CBW3, Instagram, CharlieBW3, Facebook.com, artist page. You guessed it, CharlieBW3. That almighty Pinterest. Check out all type of inspirations, all type of references, tutorials. I collect it all and then open share it to the community, mood boards and stuff like that. I've done that I collect for work. It's great. If you haven't used Pinterest as an artist, you should be using it.
You should be.
I'm an advocate.
All jokes aside,
get it in your life.
Every single time I go to draw, well, not every single time, but a lot of times when I go to draw something, I'll go to Pinterest and do a search and put together a board for everything from colors that I like to different poses for whatever it is that I'm working on. Everything goes into a folder or a collection, and then you just hit that collection when you're going to draw, and life is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's my turn because Jack's not here. Hey, I'm Carlos. You can find me at coconutjustice.com and Coconut Justice everywhere else. before I go any further, Jack Kasperzak is usually on the show. Sketchbookjack.com, Sketchbookjack everywhere else. All these links will, as always, be on the show notes. So yeah, coconutjustice.com for me. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Behance, and Twitch. I've been doing a lot more art streaming. I was on last night working on a commission project, and I just finished that. I should post that up somewhere. I'll probably post it on Instagram because it came out pretty good. Yeah, so I will try to be way more regular on Twitch. And now that we have it figured out, Sketch Zone will be on Twitch as well. So go to twitch.tv/sketchzone. And we try to be here every week. But if you miss us, you can find us at sketch.zone. And we have links to everything there. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram. And again, if you do the weekly fun prompt and tag us on your Instagram post, we'll go ahead and share your work, not only on Instagram, but we'll show it during the show. So that should be motivation for you. Recorded versions of the show are on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, iTunes. And this is a sneak thing. I don't even know if it's a sneak peek or whatever, but we have started. We're trying to get the show to show up on Spotify too, but it's a whole thing. So
it's a process.
Yeah. So we've applied to be on Spotify. It's not a guarantee that that's going to happen, but if you guys reach out, start sending emails to Spotify telling them that you want to hear us on Spotify, chances are they're going to put us on there. So anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitch, subscribe and be alerted when we show up.
Go ahead and follow us
almost every week. Yeah, follow us. So that's pretty much it for me. Everyone, have a good week.
See you guys.